As expected, after the Major we get a new update from the developers, and surprisingly it's bigger than we anticipated. Champion autographs that have improved compared to before, a new service medal for 2025 that is actually really good, a new weapon inspection animation, the ability to upload your own grenade guides for maps, and much more. The video will be interesting, so make sure to like and subscribe right now, and let's get started. As usual, let's start with the changelog for today's update. Yes, new capsules with champion autographs have been added. There are no discounts on these capsules yet, but this capsule is really better than the ones from previous majors. At least the champion text that was added to these autographs is now much better designed, with a dragon pattern around it. This is the first time the developers have managed to make a proper capsule with the champion autographs. Let's move on to the map changes. Specifically for Train, there are 4 changes all aimed at fixing minor issues, so we won't dwell on them. But here's something interesting they added related to maps: map guides. As you know, developers added this along with Train, where we could use guides, and now there's an option to choose between the official guide or a workshop guide. Consequently, it's now possible to upload your guides to the workshop and create them yourself. There's even a special console command workshop annotation submit to send your annotations, grenade guides, to the workshop. This was an absolutely expected move from the developers because they realized the community can do it better. There are also some changes to the gameplay. Now the timing for when a frag is counted as a flashbang kill has been modified. When you throw a grenade at a weapon lying on the ground, it will now bounce away more realistically, even if there's a lot of weapons stacked on top of each other. There have also been changes to the warm-up mode, specifically team switching during warm-up. Now team switching will have a 2-second delay, so you can't switch as quickly as before. This was likely done to fix bugs like the one you see on screen from a year ago, where you could end up on the enemy's team at their spawn. If I remember correctly, there was also a bug where you could hear sounds from the other team. Also now, when switching teams during warm-up, your weapon won't be dropped on the ground if your character dies. With these changes, there are also new settings for server owners, allowing them to manage weapon drop permissions and more. But for regular players, that's not very interesting. The next change, I think many of you used this: the give command. When you gave yourself a weapon, if your AK-47 slot, for example, was occupied, the weapon you gave yourself would drop on the ground. Now the weapon you had in hand will drop to the ground, and the one you typed in the console command will be handed directly to you, which is much more convenient. After so many years, this has been fixed, and by the way, this was an issue even in CSGO. Finally, and of course, various settings were added to return everything back to how it was if you prefer it that way. Moving on to the changelog, there was a new setting added for CPU cores to improve performance by assigning a certain number of threads for the game. However, this isn't working yet. As Thor CS mentions, the default value is set to 3 and it can't be changed for now. It seems the developers made this for themselves and will eventually give us access. There have been new animations added as well as improvements to older ones. Some of you will be shocked, but the bug with the M9 bayonet inspection, where the finger got stuck inside the knife handle, has finally been fixed after 11 years. Now the finger is neatly tucked and doesn't get stuck in the knife. Thank you, Valve, 11 years weren't in vain. New inspection animations were also added for drawing the Galil AR, and there's a new hand position, though I don't personally notice much of a difference compared to what was before, the new FAMAS inspection animation. Check it out in the comments. Also, a new AK-47 inspection animation. The old one hasn't disappeared, it's now just a rare animation, which, by the way, doesn't drop as rarely as you might think. Feel free to comment on it. Since the changes affected almost all weapon animations, there are some new bugs, like how the rare inspection animation for the Desert Eagle seems to have disappeared and can no longer be triggered, but this will be fixed. On Inferno, some players encountered a bug where a purple camera appears. Also, there were changes to the stat track counter on weapons. It's now brighter and much more noticeable. A new service medal for 2025 has been added, which will be available starting January 1st first GMT. Let's take a look at all the possible variants. The first medal is green, the second is blue. The colors remain the same as before, but the new medal model looks really cool. Looks like Valve learned to count to 3, considering the number of karambits on this medal. For now, this medal is my favorite. For those who use bots in the game, there are now several new commands, specifically 6 new ones. From their names, it's clear what they do. For example, the new bot flipout command allows you to disable the bot AI and they will just run randomly back and forth to avoid overloading your processor. This is actually useful, and that's all for today. Thanks for watching this video until the end. This was Reveal. Don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel. Good luck everyone, and see you in the next damn video.